Where you're looking right now, live pictures from Kennebunkport right now with that mix of sun and clouds, but Keith tells us there'll be more of the clouds, it sounds, as we move on.
Yeah, where's that camera we love to show that has that little pontoon? It's on a lake somewhere.
One with the pirate flag?
Yeah, we were just looking at that, and I think they were catching a quick shower. So yeah,
okay. So it's moving through.
It depends on your location. We've got a couple of showers out there, and they're really kind of popping up out of nowhere. If you look out to the northwest of Bath, there's a quick shower there too. And out towards Conway is the more consistent activity. But really, anything is pretty much fair game this afternoon as far as pop-up showers with quick and heavy downpours, and then they move on. They're kind of pulsing up and down. We talked yesterday about how today there would be more coverage of those showers compared to yesterday, and obviously there's a whole lot more of them except for down East Maine, where we've stayed clear right now. So that's the best weather in the state. Even though they started with some fog, they've got some marine air helping them, and the instability is just a bit to their west there. So that's keeping them out of the shower activity, while most of us are seeing off and on showers the rest of this afternoon. Much like the last few days here, this is going to go up and down with the daylight hours. So once the sun angle starts to wane here later this afternoon, we'll see fewer showers. And then after sunset, most of them will disappear. We'll be partly cloudy with onshore flow bringing us some fog into down East Maine and the mid-coast. And tomorrow, I think, is our driest day of the week. Most of the state should stay dry the entire day. Temperatures in the upper 70s. We'll see some low 80s away from the coastline, and you can tell Rockland, Bar Harbor, Eastport, Machias will stay likely in the upper 60s or so with onshore flow there, keeping them a little bit cooler. But a really nice day tomorrow. And then we've got this front knocking on our door here on Saturday morning, but the front looks to take quite a while to go from this position in the mountains on Friday morning down to the coastline in the afternoon into the evening, so it kind of stalls out. Here we're at 2 o'clock on Friday with showers and storms. Ahead of it, by the way, pretty mild. Could see some 80s before this front comes through. Showers and thunderstorms, a couple of which could be strong to potentially severe, rolling through. This is 7 o'clock on Friday night. Obviously not verbatim, but the idea is it's likely late afternoon, early evening, these showers and storms come through, and then they sweep to the coastline overnight on Saturday. The good news is, though, that front moves quick enough that we get the moisture out of here in time for the weekend. It did slow down a tiny bit, which means that down East Maine potentially could see some showers on Saturday morning, but I think the rest of us are in good shape for Saturday. And then Sunday statewide is just dead on. It happens to be Father's Day, but it's a beautiful day. It's the better of the 2 weekend days. A lot of sunshine, temperatures in the mid 70s, and we're cruising into early next week. And I see a pretty strong heat signature for mid to late next week, in which we've got this ridge building across the east coast, and the warm front is staying well north of Quebec here by Wednesday, Thursday of next week. So just kind of looking at that, it looks like a day or two in the 90s. The question is it 2 days or is it one? How high in the 90s? But I think we're looking pretty good there for seeing some 90s around mid next week. And even our automated, this is just straight computer model data for Lewiston, shows those temperatures really climbing up here Tuesday and Wednesday. It's giving them a 95 on Wednesday afternoon. I certainly think it's possible that we could be in the mid 90s in a few spots during the middle of the week. So there you go. Nearly perfect on Sunday. The only thing I would say that's changed is it looks like Saturday morning down East Maine especially could be a little bit cloudier than we originally anticipated, but overall it is still a great weekend after that front comes through. Partly sunny on Monday, heating up on Tuesday into the mid and upper 80s, and then we'll see how far that ridge can take us into mid to late next week. Again, you know, it's hard for us to have, Brian, say 4 days of big heat, but this looks like it could be a couple of days of substantial heat. Noteworthy because really last summer we just didn't do that at any point, so there would be a change there.
Big deal.
Yep.
All right, we'll keep watching that, Keith. Thanks.